Welcome to the Going Obscure behind the scenes. Follow me. The first thing we did when we started Going Obscure was the intro. And here it is, the infamous room where we did the intro. The infamous thing. The infamous thing. So, how did we do it? That's not important. How did we do it? Well, I went upstairs and I got a suit coat on, which I wore to my prom. That's right. It's also the Benny Benito suit. And I put it on. I came down here and I set up the camera on this thing at an angle, like a weird angle. And at this point, this wasn't in here. This wasn't in this room. And this bed was in the corner, so there was a lot more room for stuff. And the record I chose was this. This is the infamous record you see in the Going Obscure intro. That's right. We mentioned in the 1,000 subscribers question thing how we did it. And I mentioned that this was the record I used. And now we're going to restage the thing. So I had this open the whole time. And then I set the record on there. And I set the... Can't get out of the sleeve. Hold on. Well, I broke the sleeve. That's okay. Now this record's really dirty, kind of broken, so it doesn't matter how I hold it. So there we go. So there you go. And then, now, with this record player, you're really not supposed to pick it up and drop it on there because it's got this lever thing, so it'll lightly go on there. But, what can you do? So then I came over here, and then I picked it up, and then I waited for it to start moving, and then I just dropped it.
Wallaby, Winnie, an elephant sat on Jenny. Wallaby, whoa, an elephant
And that's the song. That's the song that played.
I hope that you sing along. Wallaby, wee.
I'm not kidding. This is the
sing
song
along
that played.
with me. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. La-la-la-la-la-la.
Oh, hello there. I'm Gabe from Going Obscure, and I'm the writer. Come with me. I'll show you how I write an episode. And research, too. Before I start, this isn't usually my spot where I write. See, I write at my own house, because I don't go here often. And this is my MacBook. I use this to write every episode of Going Obscure. It's what I used during college, but... So, we're using episode 30 as an example today. Maybe we should turn that off. We're going to use Death Dream as an example, because that's the most recent episode. So, as you see, we use Google Docs. And with Google Docs, we go Courier New. And for scripts, font size 12, and so on and so forth. So this is what it looks like. This is a Going Obscure script. This is what a Going Obscure script looks like. We have Matt here and Gabe here. And we always go Gabe, Matt. So this is how I start research. I usually go by what the topic is. I go with Death Dream. And let's search up something more specific. Death Dream music. So we just go by what information we can find. Like, for example, here, this is Bandcamp, which is where most of this stuff comes from with Death Dream. You can see these all these songs, and we just look into these songs, but we also go by YouTube videos. Let's see, Pad Chennington. We just go with that. Death Dream. I don't know if it's up still. Well, here's this. Okay. Whatever.
What is that?
It's just, I don't know. But the point is, sometimes we use YouTube videos to work. But if it's not a Death Dream episode like this, and it's a cryptid episode, we use the Cryptid Wiki. Let's use Antarctica as an example. This is the Cryptid Wiki. It's a good place to use as cryptid research, you could say. The only bad side is that it's laggy. And
That's probably your computer, though.
yeah, that's probably my computer. But if not, another thing I use a lot is the Discord for X-Files. Let me find it real quick.
And that's not trash. That's clothes.
Let's see. This is the X-Files Discord. The person that I found the iceberg for conspiracy theories made a made a Discord, and that's where sometimes I get information. Some of the people are very helpful to find information.
Some are not. No, I'm just kidding.
Some are not, yes. But yeah, I mainly just with writing scripts, just try to go with at least like 3 or 4 pages. Usually that gets up to like 5 or 6 minutes of video. As you see, it's mostly just a lot of words.
This is where the magic happens. Come in. Come. Now I sit in this chair. Yes, this chair is where I sit and do my work. So, when we record audio, me and Gabe both use Audacity. This is what Audacity looks like. Almost everybody uses it, and they all got it. So, we're going to use episode 1, since it's a year old today, as an example. Now, I have this boom arm that I use to record, which just, it just works better, and it's easier to, pick up my voice and don't have to worry about getting down. Now, when we recorded season 1, I didn't have this until like the end, but that doesn't matter. So, let's record a quick example. I'm going to record this line, my first line ever. That is not the right mic input. So we're going to do a jump cut, and there it is. Okay. And I think the gain's up too high. Okay, that should be okay. All right. Everything's falling apart. All right. Okay, so here's how we record a line. So see, I'm starting to record, and I'm recording my voice, and it's picking it up. So here we go. The Beatles quickly caught on to the rumors and began to introduce backmasking into their tracks, but we'll touch on that later. And there we go, just like that. And now let's listen to it back. I always cut out the beginning, obviously. And that didn't work. And for some reason my mouse isn't working to scroll. Here we go. The Beatles quickly caught on to the rumor and began to introduce backmasking into their tracks, but we'll touch on that later. And then cut off the end, and that didn't work. And that's not working. And for some reason that's not working right now. And there it goes. And then I always click export. Export as WAV. And then I find wherever Going Obscure is. Then I usually type my name and whatever number of line I have. Usually not more than 10. But that is how you record audio, at least for me. Let's take a look at how Gabe records his audio.
Now, before I start, I have to mention that this isn't where I normally record. I record at home, but I do have the same microphone with the boom and everything, except mine is on the table. I'll show a picture. So this is where I normally work, and as you see, it's just a coffee table on a couch in front of a TV. That's a cat, but I usually do editing over here by the desk chair and the actual desktop. That's where I edit and record audio. That's my audio recording software right there. It's the same as Matt's, but that's really it.
And you saw that.
So, I too use Audacity, as Matt mentioned, and I, just like him, will use episode 1 as a guide. And I'm going to do the easiest line I ever done. This one. The one that's in every episode, just so I don't mess it up. Now, I don't do vocal exercises because I'm not weak. But because I have such a petite, adorable voice, I have to lower it a little bit. Like this. Join us again next time when we once again go obscure. I don't normally talk like that in the episode, but that's okay.
Your audio is a little quiet.
That's okay.
I always have to turn it up. And
So,
I'll explain that.
I don't know Audacity like he does. So what I do, and this is the more difficult way of doing things, I go split and delete it. And then split and delete it. Join us again next time when we once again go obscure. Now, I also want to mention that I usually take out little sections where I'm like taking a spot to breathe or I mess up. So it's just all those, but I didn't mess up or breathe during that section, so I'm all good.
Good job. Stay curious.
Join us again next.
So, you've seen how we made the intro, you saw how we write the episode, and you saw how we record audio. But what's the next step? There is no next step. The video's over. See you guys next time. Obviously, I'm kidding. If you didn't think that. Yep. Alright. So, next is editing. And that's my job. So, I always use Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere Pro. It's a little steep, price-wise. It's a monthly fee, like $20, but what can you do? Now, I don't have any like going obscure stuff to edit with, so I'm just going to use random pictures. Now, I always use Going Obscure episode 2 because I was stupid and never renamed any of them. Oh, and as you can see, there's all of the stuff from episode 10, but I have to offline all of it. Okay. Oh, and I guess you get to see what an episode looks like when it's fully edited. It looks about like that, except everything doesn't exist, so... except for the music. And the intro. So that's Death Dream. Okay, so the first things first is... I have all the Going Obscure seasons saved on my computer. And, episodes 1 through 10 of season 1, When to Go, 1000 sub video. And then I keep all the thumbnails that I make, and the intro and outro, and the background music. I didn't do that for, well, I guess I did. What are the odds? Alright, anyway. Everything is kept on here is what I meant to say. Including the gaming intro, regular intro, outro, backrooms intro. Everything is there. So, what we're going to do, the first thing I always do is I throw in some of Gabe's audio, but I don't have anything. So, instead, I'm just going to put this picture on here and just give you guys an example of something that could happen. So here's usually... okay, sorry. So here's usually how I start... Oh, that didn't work. So here's how I usually start videos. My mouse is glitching out today, I don't know why. And then I add... No, I don't do that. And then we press this button, toggle animation, to scale it, and then zoom in. Okay, I don't know why I'm laughing at that. It's just stupid. It's just stupid, right? And then Gabe's usually talking, he's got his intro going. Finn the Human.
Finn the Human. He may be a lovable character from our favorite show as a child, but what you may know, or not know, is that he's actually in a coma.
Yeah. Alright. So there's his intro, and usually I'll cut to black right before the intro, and then I add a dissolve, so it fades in. The whistle. And usually I have to turn it up to like 6 so that it matches all the audio. And then we got our intro going, we got the thing, and then I always left a black space on here, which is where the episode thing goes. So I will add a random picture again of the stage 1 cover art, but I deep fried it. So there's that. And I usually zoom that in. And then we leave a little space, and then my first line comes in, and we, you put your standard picture on here. Now it depends on what you want to do. Usually I will go off and on. Depends, but usually I'll do a picture behind the picture, then I will blur the background picture by 5% so it's not as blurry, and then usually we'll scale one of these in or out so it'll appear like that. And then usually I'm talking here, and then it'll go to Gabe or somebody else talking. Am I missing anything? Oh yeah, music. music. Alright, so as you know, we got Caretaker music in the background. So I have like the whole album on here. Perfect. Let's put that in here. And then I usually put that in the background and turn it down to about -22 is usually the sweet spot. So you can just barely hear it in the background while me and Gabe are talking. And after that is done, once the episode is over, we put the outro in, and I'm sure you all know our outro. However, there's something special that I do every time. When I edited the raw file for the outro, it's a little too long. Let's see, like the Going Obscure logo isn't even on screen right away, because usually it starts about right here. So you guys are getting to see an extra second or so. There you go. You're like the only people to see that now. This is special. You don't get to see that part. That's a special little trinket for you. That's a trinket for you. Because it usually starts right there. And that's our infamous outro with the record that I showed you earlier. It's just a copy and paste from the intro of this part. Just that, but on loop. And then blurred in the background. And that, my friends, is how you edit a Going Obscure episode. So now everyone can copy us. And do it. Because we will sue you.